So as many of you know, I loved the 2018 Halloween, and I have been eagerly awaiting the David Gordon Green sequel, Halloween Kills, and I'd heard a lot of mixed things, and I missed opening weekend, which is why you're getting the review now, because I was babysitting puppies, and I'm sorry, but puppies win over every time. Alright guys, gals, and everything in between, I'm here today to review for you Halloween Kills. So Halloween Kills stars Jamie Lee Curtis, kind of, and Judy Greer, and hang on, he's from the 80s, so let's find out his name. I'm also doing this for comedic purposes because I know a couple of you are going to find this funny. Yeah, I know. Review it professionally. Know the names ahead of time or whatever. Pretend like you know exactly what's going on all the time. Yeah, you know, there's people who do that. But I'm just having a time with it. Just going by the seat of my pants. Anthony Michael Hall. That's right, that old guy. So Anthony Michael Hall is really the star of this movie, and it takes place minutes after the events of the 2018 Halloween film. And the 2018 Halloween film, I absolutely loved. I thought it was brilliant. I know some people didn't like it. I loved every second of it. I've watched it a bazillion and a half times. This movie, following directly up, the firefighters are putting out the fire. Michael Myers escapes. He's back in Haddonfield. He's doing his Michael Myers Halloween thing, which is stabbing everybody that he fucking can. How does it fare? I mean, it's a slasher movie. This is one of those movies I went in because I saw the reviews, as I unfortunately could not see it on opening weekend. I was like, oh no, because it looked horrible, that like the reviews were just scathing it, and I went in and went, it's fine. It's a perfectly fine movie. Is it as good as the 2018 Halloween film? No, not even close. My biggest issues with this film are honestly what clearly are rewrites. Jamie Lee Curtis, it's known or notorious that basically they wanted to make it a little more relevant, and they've all claimed that this is an allegory for certain events that happened in the past year, and I don't want YouTube to delete this video because I could roast them and tell them how they're wrong, regarding a certain event in Washington, D.C. at a certain point in time. The only time that's an allegory are the painfully obvious rewrites that Jamie Lee Curtis basically insisted on. Everything else was more or less this town dealing with this trauma, and that I'm okay with. Anthony Michael Hall, he does a great job. When he first showed up on screen, I was like, is that the fucking Breakfast Club guy? It was an interesting appearance. He does great, by the way. But the film is almost an exact copy of the 2018 Halloween, it's directly following it up. I mean, David Gordon Green pictured this trilogy to conclude Halloween as one movie. So it's basically a trilogy taking place over one night. So the fact that it's basically just more of the same movie, I'm okay with that. Now, a lot of people are going to be turned off by the fact Jamie Lee Curtis is barely in the movie. She's in it. I mean, it's an hour and a half long movie. I would argue she has maybe 18 to 20 minutes of screen time. She's not in it much. And when I see things that leak like the original ending or things like that, she had more of a presence in the original cut. And I'm just wondering where they're going with this, because I love Halloween. Halloween, in terms of slasher series, is my absolute favorite. Really closely there is with Scream, because as you know, I did a review years ago that said Scream was my favorite slasher. Halloween and Scream, depending on the day, kind of teeter on each other. But that's where I'm getting worried, is I don't want this movie to end up disappointing me for Halloween Ends. That being said, I enjoyed the movie. There's a gay couple played by I want to say Michael McDonald from Mad TV and the guy from El Camino, a Breaking Bad story. They were hilarious throughout this movie. I loved their interactions as they live in the Myers home and they're trying to basically just scare off these kids on Halloween. I loved that. And also, little details that I loved is that in the 2018 Halloween, you actually see two of the main characters in this movie, and they were technically a cameo in the 2018 one. And they literally just get into a car. It's a nurse and a doctor. They get into a car, and I'm like, that's a nice detail that they're now a main character in this part too. It makes it feel more like one cohesive story. That I gotta praise. Um, the rest of it, though, it does have middle act itis in terms of trilogies. Um, I also love the brutality of the kills. For sure, this movie is way more violent than the 2018 Halloween, by far. And it poses ideas, and then it goes through the I want to politicize certain parts of it. It's really stupid when they politicize it because it makes no sense. And then when the ending happens, I was a little bit burned. I felt like the ending could have been done a whole lot better. I've heard the leaks of the original ending. That original ending is way better. This one just kind of ends, and I'm going, yeah, that just was not satisfying. The ending is without a doubt not satisfying. You could have had it be more satisfying if you had like Jamie Lee Curtis as more of a focus, because really this is her final outing, and I think they could have done a whole lot more with it. That being said, not a bad movie. It's nowhere near where people are shitting on it. It's also not a great movie where some of the fandom is trying to defend it. It is a perfectly harmless Halloween thrill ride that you could watch on, Halloween and just kind of have a good time because of the brutality of the kills and all of that. It's a harmless movie, which is why I'm gonna say that Halloween Kills would be best at a discount viewing. I viewed it at a matinee price this morning. I went and actually saw it at like 10 a.m. I paid $7 for it. I don't regret my money. So take that as you will. Alright, guys, gals, and everything in between, did you enjoy Halloween Kills? Did you hate it? Please tell me why in the comments section. I'm a huge Halloween fan. I want to talk more about it. Do you think Halloween Ends is going to satisfy? Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit that bell notification. It's what the hip kids are doing. Love you guys.